Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
And we have so much going on in the movie industry right now. In the entertainment world, the Walking Dead cast is back together because that's firing on all cylinders again. There's just so much going on, especially in the world of HBO Max, which is now going to be titled Max. We're going to slap that fake mustache on there and just pull a switcheroo and call it something else. But I don't know.
All it loses is the HBO. Should be fine, right?
I thought the idea originally was to combine Discovery Plus and HBO Max, but now I think Discovery Plus is staying as its own thing, but now HBO Max is just becoming Max. So it's like I don't really understand like what changed here. It's like the same thing under new packaging. Like I don't know.
I don't really understand the whole premises of it. Other than the only thing I can see possibly happening with your good old clip art is can only assume the prices are going to go up, and that's the only reason. But at least you get Discovery. I think that's probably pretty much what's going to happen.
Yes, and that's I don't know that.
Sorry if I just spoiled.
I think you'll get. Show. I think you'll get some Discovery content on there too. It's interesting, but man, lots going on. Evil Dead Rise comes out this Friday. So hype, super hype. I haven't been watching any of the TV spots and stuff, but I did catch a glimpse of one, and I was like, whoa. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the guy in that, I don't know if it's a TikTok or whatever, where he's like, nice. Like, that's how I feel every time I think
it is a meme.
Yeah. Every single time I see a TV spot for it, I'm like, nice. But I've been trying to stay away just because, like.
It's looking pretty rad. It's looking pretty dirty. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, grimy, nasty to go take a shower. But I think I've tried to stay away from the TV spots because I think it's going to be a pretty gruesome, grimy watch, and that makes me excited deep down inside. So, I don't know what that says about me as a human being, but whatever. But I'm excited to see it. By the way, this Friday night, so we're gonna go see Evil Dead Rise with my dad on Friday night. Get my days mixed up. And then we will post our spoiler-free thoughts from the parking lot literally as soon as we walk out of the theater. And then on Saturday night, Mommy, you don't look so good.
Mommy.
That's nothing that a hug from you can't fix.
Bro, at least her teeth look right.
Yeah, so our
at least she brushes.
Yeah, I don't know. She doesn't look like she brushes, bro. But our full our full spoiler review of Evil Dead Rise is happening on Saturday night. That's gonna be
spoiler-filled, I think is the word.
Spoiler-filled and not spoiler-free. Friday night will be spoiler-free when we're talking from the parking lot. But
yeah.
So, buddy, we were supposed to do the show last night, and the universe said no. That's part of the reason we're late getting here. It's like I started having weird internet issues. It wouldn't let me on. Like I tried to enter like 2 or 3 times, and it said error. But it said I wasn't the problem. It said you're not the problem. Try again.
Wait, I was the problem?
I think I am the problem.
I said, like, I have good Wi-Fi. I pay good money for good Wi-Fi. Get out of here. Ain't my problem.
I pay good money for good Wi-Fi too, but I don't know. I went and unplugged it, and then it was all right. It just
wasn't working. Yeah.
I don't know why, but
it'd be fine. Like, at least, hopefully, we do not get any type of hiccups now so far. But if one of us starts getting grainy, please say it in the chat.
Yeah, we're here. So, but yeah, man, it's a good time to be alive if you're a movie fan. Specifically, there are some cool things coming with Max. I'm not like overly excited about any of the projects. I mean, there are some cool ones in here. I'm definitely stoked about the Penguins. I'm stoked about the Gremlins show just because I love Gremlins. Even though it's animated, I think that'll be fun.
Is it?
Yeah. There's that Conjuring show coming. They're rebooting Harry Potter, which I have thoughts on, but I'm just gonna ignore that. We can
talk about that.
We'll get there in a few minutes. But also today was big. Miguel texted me at the end of the day and was like, "Did you see that Godzilla Kong news that just dropped?" And I was like, "What?" And we got the Godzilla. What's it called? The I forget what it's called.
Secret Empire. I think.
Secret Empire.
I think so. Yeah. It's like as if we didn't have Secret Wars coming, with Marvel, we have Secret Empire. I don't know. I'm pretty hyped about it, right?
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
I'm hyped about it. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, I know some people are hyped about it. I know a lot of people have their opinions on it. I heard someone say that MonsterVerse is for kids and Toho 2020 something is for adults. I was like, okay, but where? I mean, this is still gonna be fun. Like, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Is it Godzilla and Kong? Like I know it's Godzilla X Kong, but like,
I think that's what the X means, dog.
is it and okay? So
Yeah,
Godzilla
Godzilla
and
and
Kong.
Kong, the new
Yeah.
empire.
Yep. The new
I mean, it
Empire.
looks dope. I mean, that's probably one of the coolest teasers I've seen
It was a cool
in
teaser.
a
Yeah.
while. Like it reminds me of like, I don't know. It gives me 2015, 2014 vibes. I don't know. But they
Yeah.
didn't really give you much. They didn't even like really show like, I guess, Red Kong, I guess, because he looks red. I'm looking at a picture right now.
I know. I'm
He looks
pulling up
kind of
pictures
red.
right now. It looks red, but I don't know. It also I don't. I'm confused with what this new Kong is supposed to be. Is it one of Kong's like relatives? Is it its own thing? Like what? I don't know. It's interesting.
It's like Andy Serkis finally perfects the chimpanzee, and all of a sudden there has to be a shit ton of movies about chimpanzees.
I know.
I'm
Listen,
kidding. I'm kidding.
for real though. Also starring Andy Serkis. But for real, man, I don't know that anybody made Kong look as good as Peter Jackson did in 2005. I mean, it
That's
was
that's true. I just feel like there's a lot of apes in the movies now. I don't know. Have you noticed?
there are
I mean,
yeah
there's Godzilla, there's King Kong versus Godzilla. There was that Rampage. There was Dawn and Rise and all that other Planet of the Apes. And it's just a whole lot. Like, there's a lot of movies
yeah
about apes.
yeah.
I'm all for it, for sure.
I
I mean, this one looks kind. I mean, I like it. I like
yeah
the way this Kong looks.
I pulled up a couple of images here. So we got the Godzilla and Kong, the new Empire, the official logo, which it's kind of like the Oriental lettering. That's kind of what it reminds me of, in a way. But then that shot is what got me. You see like the
Yeah, that shot
Kong
looks
sitting on the
dope.
throne in the background.
Bro, yeah,
That's pretty
like this
sick.
Kong. This Kong looks like he got personality. Like, it's
He
pretty
does.
cool.
Yeah. And then that was the image you were talking about of the other. I guess it's the other Kong. Well, when I first saw it, I
Bro,
was
what the
like,
Hot Pocket sees in your microwave at 3
yeah,
o'clock in the morning.
yeah. This is what your refrigerator sees when you're about to open that bag of shredded cheddar cheese at 2 a.m.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is what you see when you wake up and your dog needs to pee in the middle of the night.
Oh my god. Or like so fucked.
But
I mean, it's menacing, to be honest.
it is.
Look at
It's
it.
very
It's
menacing.
pretty good.
As far as plot, I know there's
Zilch.
there was the first initial big rumor after Godzilla versus Kong was that Godzilla and Kong would like actually team up in the next installment, which I know you were kind of like, I don't know if I like that. If I like them being like a team or whatever. But I
Mhm.
said the thing you're gonna run into is it's like okay, the two of them are so established as like the kings of it all that like if they don't kind of intermingle, it's almost weird to not have one or the other at least make an appearance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a small cameo if you think about it. It's
It kind
just
of
it
is.
just it just seems like it's just gonna be small cameos here and there. So, I think I read somewhere that this is going to be taking place primarily in Hollow Earth,
Yeah.
which I could totally see, considering how Hollow Earth is pretty much open, I guess, to the human population. Which obviously, you guys should, like, get over yourself. Like, it's Cry Me a River. There's gonna be people in this movie. There's gonna be actors, and
Right.
actors are gonna be in front of your face.
It's all CGI. Every bit of it's CGI.
Like, please get over it. Like,
Only
there's gonna be people there.
only
Like,
CGI the
yeah.
entire time.
If I were to just get like a flipping like 3-hour movie of just these two just having at it, that'd be hyped.
Yeah.
But then I'd just be watching it just to see them do that. Like, I actually just I mean, even though the story probably won't be like, bar 10, but
Yeah.
I'm here for a story too, so it looks interesting. I mean, I sent you the picture, and the only thing you sent me was in all caps was, "Oh fuck." So I was like, obviously this picture looks dope. So I mean, yeah, it looks dope. I mean, and also like it looks like the picture, the trailer, the teaser that we get, I don't know, it makes it look like there's a lot of history that we're gonna delve into. This Kong looks
Right.
hella old too. So I'm excited to see like what history this Red Kong's got in stores. Obviously Godzilla's old, but yeah, this one looks age. This one looks like a veteran. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this one looks like it's been through the world. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. The description, the synopsis that released as well says, this latest entry follows up the explosive showdown of Godzilla vs. Kong with an all-new cinematic adventure pitting the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal, undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. This epic new film will delve further into the histories of these titans, their origins, and the mysteries of Skull Island and beyond, while uncovering the mythic battle that helped forge these extraordinary beings and tied them to humankind forever. So we are definitely going to get more of the we are going to get more of the mythology and the backstory behind the Titans and kind of how everything happened. I assume we'll get a lot more information on Hollow Earth. Now, I'll be curious to see how we're going to get that, because there has to be
human exposition.
Yes.
So
yes, exactly.
What are you going to do?
You have to explain
Get
that
over yourself
in old English for us.
Until
humans can
Kong
understand.
and Godzilla start using their tongues for more than just 2 syllables. I think we're gonna get human exposition. So
that sentence could have gone a very different way. As soon as Godzilla and Kong stop using their tongues for, never mind.
Very true. Very true.
But a cool announcement nonetheless. So I'm stoked to see it. I like the logo. I like what I'm seeing so far. Yes. So, and hopefully,
I'm excited to see it in theaters. I mean, yeah, we saw Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters, but I mean, I'm excited to see how well this does only in the theater. I hope it was only in theaters for like a hot minute. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, you remember how Godzilla vs. Kong was like streaming and it was in theaters? Like,
yeah,
it was like the same day. Like, it was like during that COVID, like, let's give this a try. So I'm curious to see if it's just going to be like only in theaters for a little bit. I'd like to see how well it does, because I know King of the Monsters did well, and I know Godzilla 2014 did well. But I mean, I don't know. Like, even though Godzilla vs. Kong was probably, I think it was like one of the better grossing films of this installment of the MonsterVerse installment. I'm curious to see how this one pans out. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Each Godzilla, the Godzilla franchise has a history of, like, you know, kind of dwindling down. But that happens with every single era, whether that was like the 1970s, the Showa period, the Heisei period, the Millennium period. Yeah, I mean, every single time they've done it, it's always kind of like dwindled down. But I don't know. I think so far they've been kind of consistent. I mean, there hasn't been a bomb. I'll tell you that much. Every single one of these films have pretty much literally knocked it out of the park. I'll say that. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
Interestingly enough, so I saved that image, this image right here, and this image is titled Kongzilla.
Kongzilla.
Could this be a hybrid between Kong and Godzilla?
Ew, no, please, for the love of God, please.
That would be kind of sick. I actually just hold on. Let me pull it up on here where you can see. I just saw an action figure. Huh?
You sure about that? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like the crossbreed.
An action figure concept here that I wanted to show you.
Ew.
Check this out.
Ew. Bro, they look grody as fuck. Bro, what the hell am I looking at?
Kongzilla.
Bro, that shit look grody as fuck. Wait, are those wait, let me see the box.
Huh?
It's right next to it. There's a box. This is Kongzilla. Click on that. What does that look like? Bro, that shit look grody as fuck.
It's pretty gross.
What
actually.
Is that, bro?
So you wouldn't want this thing to be a cross between the two of them?
No, not particularly. So wait, am I reading this right? One swipe by Kong, Godzilla loses a scale, right? And the scientist replicates it, right? Is that what happens?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Bro, that's
Tokyo, 1962. Few eyewitnesses have lived to tell that night when mankind's most primitive ancestor clashed with its deadliest reptilian adversary. Blah, blah, blah.
Bro,
there's no escape from the terrifying tales. That's pretty cool. I would dig to have that comic book.
I mean, that'd be dope. Yeah, I'd read it. That shit look whack as fuck.
And thus was born Kongzilla.
Bro, can you imagine how OP that thing would be? Jesus Christ. That thing would be broken.
Yeah, it would. But yeah, listen, exciting news. More on this to come. We will definitely cover the Godzilla and Kong news as it releases. I am glad to see that we're going to get both of them in a new film, because I was kind of worried that they would just do a Godzilla film or just do a Kong film, and I was kind of like, I don't know. Again, it's going to be weird if one of them is in it and the other's not. So, but it's cool. I'm excited about it. But the main topic of the evening, by the way, this is all I'm going to say about this. Kang is trending on Twitter right now.
Oh my god!
Just saying.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
I don't really have any more comment because I don't know all the facts about the Jonathan Majors thing.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut still.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose to forego the Jonathan Majors discussion on the show just because it is movie news, and technically we could talk about it just because it is big and it is happening. But it's one of those things.
But what
where,
is there?
like,
But what is there to talk about? Okay, there's not much.
Yeah,
There's very little to go off of right now.
Well, there's just it's all speculation about like not necessarily with him and what happened. I don't want to speculate about that. I just mean the implications of like what's happening for the MCU with him, like if they have to recast Kang, if they have to go with a different route, like I don't know.
Well, I'll say this.
That's
bro,
a whole other
I don't know what it
conversation
is.
that we just don't need to get into.
Sometimes I'd be like chilling on Facebook, and then I'll get like a Kang recast like post, but then like it's like translated from English, so it's like foreign, like it's like from a foreign account, and I'm like, I don't know if I vibe with this. This looks kind of sus. So like I don't know, it just looks weird, and like the comments are pretty freaking hateful if you ask me. But I mean, yeah, I just don't know. I can't keep up with. I can't. It's so saturated right now that I'd much rather just wait for it to blow down, then we could talk about it. Right. Than me talk about it and then watch me be completely wrong about something within like, within like minutes of this dropping, I'd be wrong about something.
Yeah.
Like totally wrong. I'm not there to report that type of stuff.
Right. I don't, I can't keep up with it, and I can't sit and talk about it knowing that the information is going to change. I actually, when it first dropped, when that first happened, I tweeted about it, and I had like 3 or 4 people maybe that like replied to it, and it had like 6 different other sub comments and stuff like that, and they were all like, you don't even know what you're talking about, blah, 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 and they were arguing with each other and stuff. I was like, and I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna just delete there. I don't even think I deleted it. I was just like, I'm not gonna answer anything. But
I mean, I told you, man. I'm here to report the news. I'm not here to speculate. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, for real. Yo, girl is in the chat, my friend.
What's up, broski? Ew, don't call me broski.
Broskis. We're broskies, Miguel.
I guess we are broskies.
We're broskies.
That was all sorts of like uncomfortable. Love you, honey.
Well, speaking of uncomfortable, the big news of the day, and the main topic tonight is that Warner Brothers Discovery held a massive panel last Wednesday, and they essentially revealed that the long-awaited rebranding of HBO Max is happening, and we are officially switching to the most creative name ever, Max. We're just dropping the HBO and we're just switching to Max. But there's some interesting things that are coming with that news. One of them being that the price change is happening. There's a little bit of a difference in the price, and we're going to kind of dive into that too. They also announced some new projects and things like that. There's the Harry Potter reboot coming.
You better not have me pay my share on the HBO Max. Get out of here, dog. I don't care if it goes up.
Do we pay for HBO Max? Yeah, we do pay for HBO Max, don't we?
Yeah, I think you do.
I guess we just gave away that we passcode share or password share, but whatever.
Hey, we're not Netflix. We'll be all right.
It's fine. It's fine. It's funny on our HBO Max, like how you make different profiles. I think like Julia's brother and his wife, they also like have an account on there. And when Miguel made his profile on there, it was like I logged on and there was one that said Brad's BF, and her brother was like, "What the hell? Who is that?" It's just funny.
It's his best friend. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, where are you getting at? Where are you getting at, buddy?
I went for boyfriend. Oh, see, that's where my head is. You're my boyfriend instead. That's
Look at that. Look at that. That's totally why I made it too. So
there's a cat between my legs. I didn't expect it. I felt something and I looked down and suddenly there was a cat.
I think I heard it too.
If you hear him in the background, that's why, because he probably wants food, but he can wait. I'm not going to get up.
Damn.
But so they had this whole big, they had this panel and things like that, and they did name some new content, and some of the new content is interesting. Some of it I don't really care about. We have yet another Game of Thrones spinoff. You all know this. I'm not a big Game of Thrones person, so I'm not like super stoked on it. But let me see where we want to go first. Let's go here first. So, let me get rid of these ads here so that we can just like read the article without being bombasted.
Bombastic side-eye.
Bombasted. All right. So, as reported by Variety, it is not HBO Max. Soon it's just going to be Max. Warner Bros. Discovery officially announced Max as the new name of its flagship streamer, lopping off of the HBO part of the name as it mixes in a bucket of new content from Discovery Plus and other new original series. The company announced the name change at a press event Wednesday, where it also revealed a slate of upcoming projects. The rebuilt Max on the web at max.com is set to launch first in the U.S. on May 23rd, featuring what the company promises will be an average of more than 40 new titles and TV seasons every month. That's a tall order.
That does sound like a tall order.
It's a very tall order. Which I saw a post the other day, and I'm 100% for this. It was like, since HBO Max is dropping the HBO part, Peacock should just drop the P, and they should just go by cock from now on. Peacock could just go by cock.
That was such a childish joke, too.
It's so childish, but it's also pretty funny, too.
Oh, my God.
So
I'm all for it.
Max is the one to watch, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav said on stage at the event. Go away, cat. Featuring thousands of shows and movies on the service for every member of the household. According to the service's website, Max will be available.
Oh, that's so funny. Hello, cat.
Please go away.
What was the cat's name?
Please go away.
What was the cat's name?
His name is Morgan.
Morgan.
Please
That's
go
so
away.
funny. I tell you what, guys, Julia's gonna love every bit of this.
Listen, this
Hello,
cat
Morgan.
was here when we got here. I'm not a cat person. This is very unlike me.
How do you come upon a cat?
It's very unlike me. This is absolutely ridiculous. It tried to drink my bourbon.
Oh, did it really? Bro, that's
did.
fire. I mean, that's a whole different level of catnip. And they totally did not HEPA. I mean, EPA.
Get off of me.
PETA.
Right, I'm putting you
that's
down.
what I'm thinking of.
Okay, goodbye.
Oh,
Everyone say goodbye to Morgan.
only Morgan like that.
Go down here. Well, I don't care.
Morgan,
Go away.
not a fan.
Whatever. Well, I'm not a fan of him interrupting my stream, but here we are.
That's fair.
I don't hate him. He's a good cat. I love him. I've come to love him, but he still irritates the crap out of me sometimes.
It'd be fine.
So, whatever. But go away. Leave me alone. Anyways, what we were saying. According to the service's website, Max will be available in 3 different versions. Now, this is where we get like, when I first heard this, I was like, what? The first 2 plans align with the existing HBO Max pricing, and Warner Brothers Discovery said that current HBO Max customers will not see their pricing change for now. I think it's interesting that it says for now. When the new service debuts, it's going to suck is if Max comes out and the first month they're like, yeah, we'll match your price, and then the next month they're like, until now it's $12.99, pay it. You know what I mean?
I mean, pretty much. That's pretty much how it's going to be, and that's how it always is, unfortunately. Well,
Yeah.
Then again, I guess you'll tell me more now. I guess hopefully we get more. If you're gonna charge me more, I want more. Is
right,
that so simple?
right.
Is that so hard to like comprehend? Like I was okay with Netflix like charging me more. But yeah. but if Netflix is gonna charge me more, but then I still get the same amount of stuff, I'm done.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
You said I'm done.
Yeah, like what is there left to do? I say that, and yet never mind.
This is the one that threw me for a loop. The third tier, Max Ultimate, expands to up to 4 streams and includes 4K content. The trio of options are Max Ad Lite, which is $9.99 a month or $99.99 a year, 2 concurrent streams, 1080p HD resolution, no offline downloads, 5.1 surround sound quality, Max Ad Free, which is $15 a month or $149 a year. Well, $150 a year.
Mm-hmm.
2 concurrent streams, 1080p, 30 offline downloads, the same 5.1 surround sound, and then Max Ultimate ad free, which is $19.99 a month, or $200 a year, is 4 concurrent streams up to 4K Ultra HD. 100 offline downloads, and that's got Dolby Atmos. Now, the thing that I'm confused about, when it says concurrent streams, is that like profiles? Or is
I think so. So I think it means that like 13, right? That, am I reading that right?
Well, I'm because I'm trying to think like, okay, does
2 concurrent streams. It means 2 people can watch at the same time.
That's the other thing I was going to say. Like, you can have 2 people watching at the same time, or this Max Ultimate can have, like, there can be 4 people watching at the same time on different. So essentially, you're only going to be able to have 2 different people. If you have ad light or ad free, you're only going to be able to have 2 people watching something at a time. So like,
yeah.
If I'm watching something and Julia's watching something and you go to get on, you won't be able to get on, right?
So like, yeah, so if both of you are watching something separately, I won't be able to get on, which is fine because I don't really use HBO Max all that much, and well, at least now I am kind of a little bit more.
See, that's the thing though, is like there's quite a few films that we want to do commentaries for on HBO Max, but like overall, it's not my favorite of the streaming services, honestly. Disney
HBO
Plus
Max?
has actually kind of turned out to be my favorite one. Disney Plus and Hulu are kind of like the 2 that I use the most, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of surprising if you ask me. I vibe with HBO Max, so I guess that works. I don't know. Yeah.
I also use Disney Plus less for like Disney movies though, and like I like the Gordon Ramsay Uncharted show and The World According to Jeff Goldblum, and like some of the not Discovery, what am I thinking of? The National Geographic stuff. I kind of dig that. But the man himself, Mr. J-Dead, is in the house. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man.
Hey, J-Dead, by the way, I don't know if you saw, if you're on Facebook, join the Let's Talk Movies Facebook group, because I'd love to have you in there and try to get as many of our frequent listeners in there as I can. I know there's trying to get a lot. By the way, so speaking of the Facebook thing, this is just like completely off track. Dude, I had 59 Facebook notifications today, or like friend requests today. Literally today.
Hey man, that means we got a lot of loving fans, and we love you guys.
It's weird because I'm running into like I made a separate profile for the show, and it's literally if you want to friend me on there, it's literally just Brad - Let's Talk Movies, and the Facebook group is Let's Talk Movies YouTube channel - community page. So JDead, that's the Facebook group, but it's really odd because it's like I'm running into this thing where I'm like, okay, I'm getting like 60 friend requests a day, and it's like, do I add these people? Because it's people that I don't know. Like I knew a lot of people from the Wham chat or the Good Real Hunting chat or Dave's channel, or like if they're like horror people that are frequent in other groups and like on other channels, like yes. But it's weird, like getting friend. So what I'm asking is that if you're gonna friend request me on Facebook, and I know probably barely anybody's gonna. The people that I don't need to. I don't need to vet you.
You're going to be vetted.
The people that like if you want to friend me on Facebook, that's fine. But send me a DM and be like, hey, I watch your show. Like I'm like just like tell me who you are first, so it's not like random people. Because like I friended one and I started seeing stuff and I was like, this is a bot. Like I don't even know why I'm friends with this person. Like and I deleted it. So it's I didn't think about that when I made the group and when I made the page, but it's all right. It is what it is.
That's fine. So, you live and learn. I could have told you that. I could have told you that. If you would have just sent me, I feel like you could send me like some of these profiles that you get sometimes, and I could literally look at it and be like, bot.
That's a bot. That's not a real person. That's a bot.
Yeah, that's a bot.
Now, I mean, if it's like some chick in a bikini and it's like she's got one post, like okay, duh, that's a bot. But like some of them are pretty creative with like the bot accounts. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of creepy.
See, you're probably talking about someone that literally has an account, but it's just not that active, and you're just roasting his account.
Probably. J-Dead said Brad got stalkers. So.
Hey, that's how you know you made it, right?
Yeah. But anyways, back to the HBO Max stuff. That's my rant is over. So those are the 3 different the 3 different tiers in terms of like what you want to which one you want to choose. I guess I would say I have the ad-free version. I think that's what we have right now because I think we pay the $15.99 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll keep that version.
I
I
guess
don't really
so.
see a need to go to the ad free, the ultimate ad free. Because
So
it's like,
that's
why?
what they're doing.
What?
I mean, HBO doesn't have ads, does it?
I don't believe so. No, not that I remember.
Yeah, I knew it. They're gonna do ads.
Yeah, they sold out.
See,
They
yeah,
sold out.
yeah, they sold out. You know what that reminds me of? Like the show. I mean, that like HBO has that movie Ready Player One. Do you know what that is?
Oh, that whiskey
Yeah,
just went down the wrong pipe.
it'd be fine.
Ooh.
At least it burns the right way. Let's call that a Kentucky hug.
Ooh, a Kentucky hug.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but yeah, like have you watched Ready Player One?
I have.
Yeah, so it's pretty much that. Like
As I choke on my alcohol.
the guy just wants to own the video game so he can just use it as a fucking ad spoof kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Yeah. Warner Bros. Discovery in January hiked the price of HBO Max without ads from $14 to $15.99 per month in the U.S., while the ad-supported plan stayed at $9.99 a month. The Max Ultimate tier will have an expanded catalog of content available in 4K, including from franchises such as Game of Thrones, The Last of Us, Harry Potter, The Lord of the Rings, The Dark Knight trilogy, and more. In addition, all Warner Bros. Movies released this year and in the future will also be available in 4K when they arrive on Max following their theatrical windows, the company announced. Now, I did see that. So, like the Flash will not be on Max until after its theatrical run. So, hopefully, what you mentioned earlier with the Godzilla versus Kong, or the Godzilla and Kong thing, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
hopefully they will wait until after its theatrical run, which is what you wanted, right? Like to put it on Max.
I mean, I would have wanted to go on Max like immediately. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying after it's done in theaters, or are you saying like when it like is released on like Blu-ray, like when it gets its physical release?
Yeah,
because it's gonna go on Max. Like you're not gonna get around that because they're gonna put it on their thing because that's their
exactly.
you do
So
you
like,
boo boo moment.
I don't
You
know.
know?
So like, there's like a big shift going on between like the streaming services. I forgot what actor was talking about it. Some actor was talking about it, and he was talking. I think was it Jeremy Renner? I don't know, but they were talking about like when a movie has a budget, like whether or not a movie does well, like in the box office, that's not to say that it didn't like lose its budget, because
Right.
there's also money in the back end, which is DVD sales, online
Right.
streams, and online downloads. Like they have like so much more sales happening on the back end that they tend to forget. So since everything started like going to like as soon as it drops in the theaters, it was going to go straight to streaming. It kind of like messed a lot of a lot of that up. So obviously now that we've been through a pandemic, and I hope the guy we don't go through another one. I mean, I don't know how biblical you want to get, but nonetheless, if we end up not going through
I don't know
another
how biblical you want to
pandemic,
get.
but who knows? Like, are they gonna go back to the normal like
Mhm.
box office and then online streaming and solid copies? Like I don't know where we're going with at that end.
Yeah.
That part of the industry still baffles me sometimes. So I'm
Right.
curious what they're gonna do, because I know I know HBO Max got famous because of the streaming service. I know what was the other one? Peacock got a little bit more famous because of that as well.
You mean cock?
And yeah, cock. And but yeah, I think since COVID's already like passed down, I guess, so to speak, and we're going back to the normal movie themes, like what's HBO Max gonna want to do?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean I think that's the way to do it. I mean, let it have its theatrical run, because then at least you get the best of the both worlds that way. Like that way you get it its theatrical run, and people, that at least gives the people that are like, I don't really care enough, I'll watch it on streaming the day of. They won't have the opportunity to watch it the day of. If they really want to see it that bad, they'll have to go to a theater. So you'll still get the box office return, but you'll also be able to say, hey, once the theatrical run is over, it'll be on there, so everybody that subscribes to our streaming service will be able to watch it. So I think it kind of gives you the best of both worlds there. It's not
Mm-hmm.
it's not perfect, but it's not I think it's the best way to do it. The whole, like, what they did with Halloween Kills, with Godzilla versus Kong, with films like that, where it just drops the day of its release, I didn't like that because I think it, honestly, I think it hurts. Right, and I know it was just doing the best you can during COVID. I get that, and it was a weird time, and nobody knew what was going on. It was a lot, but I don't think that gave people the best returns in terms of, in terms of like box office, and it wasn't good for theaters. It wasn't good for the productions because they didn't necessarily make all the money that they could have back. It wasn't as good for the studio. It wasn't as good for the distributors. Like I think the day of release hurt everybody. So I think if you're gonna do it, this is probably the best way to do it. Just to give it its theatrical run, and then after its theatrical run is over, let it finish out, like completely out of theaters across the globe. Then throw it on your streaming service. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I'm with you on that end. So yeah.
It's funny. It's honestly, I saw a post the other day on Twitter, and it was like, because physical media has been trending. I don't know why, but they were talking about streaming services, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. They were like, if COVID wouldn't have happened, would streaming services be as big of a thing as they are right now? Like if life would have just kept going as normal, March of 2020 would have never happened. COVID just didn't happen. Like, would streaming services be hopping right now? And I don't know the answer to that question. Like, part of me says yes, and part of me is like, I don't know.
I think it would have. I think it just would have taken a little bit longer. I think COVID was like the catalyst that really sparked the explosion that we have for streaming service. But I know eventually it was going to start happening. It wouldn't have been as that big of an explosion, I guess. I guess it wouldn't have been that saturated. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, I think it would have been a slower build to them being popular.
Yeah, and I think that's it's so funny for me to think that, because honestly, I don't think Netflix would have been the one to catch it.
No,
I don't think they would have.
What's up, Austin? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man.
Jaded said, next pandemic, I think movies are going to be the last thing we worry about. Yeah, you're not wrong. The next pandemic is going to be awful. But who knows? Well, now they got that fungus that's going around. So who knows? We might be hitting up Joel and Tommy here pretty soon to save us all.
Oh, God. I'm over it.
Yeah, I know. What did I say? Why did the company decide to drop HBO from the HBO Max name? JB Perrett, president and letters of global streaming and games for Warner Brothers Discovery, explained the thinking behind the rebranding, while saying HBO will be preserved as a brand within the Max fold. We all love HBO, and it's a brand that has been built over 5 decades to stand for edgy, groundbreaking entertainment for adults. Edgy. But it's not exactly where parents would most eagerly drop off their kids. Yeah, you're not wrong. And yet, Warner Brothers Discovery has some of the best-known kids' characters, animation, and brands in the industry. Not surprisingly, the category has not met his true potential on HBO Max. Now, I kind of agree with that. I think HBO is kind of tiered to adults.
Is it though? I mean, they have a decent selection of family friendly movies. Right?
Yes, but I don't know about HBO. I don't think HBO.
I mean, I'll say this. Much. HBO doesn't. HBO's got some really hard hitting.
Shows. I think of like The Last of Us, Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, like. Those are kind of dark shows. They're not really like family fun shows, Even The Sopranos. Yeah. The Sopranos was pretty heavy actually at times,
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. But I do kind of agree with that. I mean, I think that part makes sense. Jaded said, I think streaming services took about a 5-year leap during COVID. I would agree with that. Would have gotten there eventually. Yeah, I think we would have gotten there eventually, but I think it definitely kind of peaked earlier than expected because of the situation with COVID. At the same time, we also want to honor and embrace where we've come from, Perrett said, calling it the most iconic, trailblazing the most iconic, trailblazing brand in entertainment. HBO is not TV. HBO is HBO.
Dust right now.
Yeah. It needs to stay that way, which is why we will privilege it in the product experience and also not push it to the breaking point by forcing it to take on the full breadth of this new content proposition. In a Q&A with reporters at the event, Casey Bloys, chief content officer of HBO and Max, elaborated on the decision to drop HBO from the HBO Max name. The same people who are concerned today about taking HBO out of the name, a lot of cases are the same people who were outraged that HBO was put in the name in the first place, that it was called HBO Max. It was a lot of how was HBO going to be put next to The Big Bang Theory. So I understand and appreciate the passion that people feel for the HBO brand and protecting and believing. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that more than me and my team. But as I said it before, it's a premium brand and it's not designed to take on everything in library or the streaming service. Even before Discovery bought Warner Media, Perrette, Blois, and Zaslav heavily debated the name change for the streaming service. According to Perrette, the execs did look fairly briefly at various alternatives that could include Warner or include Warner Brothers or could include the HBO brand, and we just felt like that was sort of not necessary. We had Max, which was short, tight, says something universal. Yes, the risk was ultimately that it's sort of maybe less ownable because it's a common word, but the flip side is that also made it very approachable and very easy. And when frankly we found ourselves talking about the service, the shorthand was always Max. We never even said HBO. We would just say it's on Max. So that's kind of interesting that they always kind of wanted to do that in the first place. I don't know why they didn't just do that in the first place. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Perrette said the newly rebuilt Max platform will be easier to use with simplified navigation and will have more personalization features than HBO Max. Max will feature a more prominent experience for kids with a new default kids profile, which for new subscribers that might be helpful for families, similar to what Disney Plus or what Netflix does. For new subscribers, along with new accompanying parental controls. Parental controls. Max also will feature a new video playback experience to deliver smooth and cinematic video to users, according to WBD. The HBO Max name was announced in July 2019, back when Warner Media was part of AT&T. The idea at the time to the direct-to-consumer streaming service, which debuted in May 2020, included everything on HBO, the company's gold standard premium cable network, plus a whole lot more stuff, including original series and library titles. Unlike many of its peers, Warner Media eschewed the plus naming fad. With Max, Warner Bros. Discovery is aiming to signal that the streamer's breadth of programming is now even broader, pulling in non-fiction favorites from the Discovery side of the house from brands including HGTV, Food Network, Discovery Channel, TLC, and ID. While Max will incorporate a swath of new Discovery Plus content, Discovery Plus will continue as a standalone service, which that kind of threw me off too.
What?
Yeah, that could throw me off too, because I was like, okay, but why is it going to have all of the Discovery Plus stuff if Discovery Plus is still going to be its own thing? That kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, why? Like, that doesn't necessarily make sense to me.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not following it either. Like, so it's my understanding they had this merger, and they're going to give some Disney Plus shows Discovery Plus shows to HBO Max. But then Discovery Plus is still going to be there for $4.99 or $6.99.
You know what's going to happen is in 2 years they're going to say, and Discovery Plus is now merging into Max. There's just going to be a Discovery, like how there's like the Nat Geo portion of Disney Plus. There's just going to be the Discovery portion of Max. That's what's going to happen, because if they have like the Food Network stuff and the HGTV stuff and TLC and all of that on Max and on Discovery Plus, people are just going to go to Max for it because they can get all kinds of other stuff on there too. So that's my prediction. I think it'll just end up getting dissolved into that again anyways.
I guess so. This just seems like a good way to milk a lot of cash.
Oh, it is. It 100% is. With the name change, Yeah, 2,000,000%. With the name change to Max, Warner Brothers Discovery acquired rights to the domain name Max.com earlier this year. Previously, it was registered to and used by Max International, a nutritional supplement products company. WBD has been kicking around the Max name change since last year. One of the tactical things is early when the Discovery Warner Media deal closed, we pretty quickly found out that we had a path to get the Max.com URL, which is obviously important, Perrette told reporters, and we did all the legal checks, which we felt comfortable we could navigate, and there was no issue that would block us from doing that.
Bro, could you imagine like suing HBO Max because you're the first one to have Max?
Yeah.
Bro, that'd be wild.
WBD has not broken out HBO Max subscriber numbers after Discovery closed the Warner Media acquisition in April 2022. The media company said it ended 22 with 96.1 million subscribers. We have more subscribers on HBO Max than any other streaming service. Disney sucks. They don't know what they're doing. Netflix sucks. Peacock the cock. Cock sucks. No one is HBO Max. No one is WBD. No one. We're great. It's great. 96.1 million. We're gonna get
What did I
canceled.
just listen to? Jesus Christ, that was so
okay.
impressive.
Thank
Bro, that's how you know someone that's been watching Donald Trump way too much. You'd be able to.
I actually do. I avoid that man. I avoid watching anything from that
Doesn't
man.
seem like it, man. Jesus, that was impressive.
I'm just being silly. WBD the WB execs have said that by 2025 they expect the company to have 130 million global streaming subscribers, and that its direct-to-consumer business will generate $1 billion in earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That was a lot of information.
What the fuck does amortization mean? I don't even know what that means, dog.
I don't know.
Look, all I want to care about, all I want to know is, am I getting more movies with this deal? Am I getting more movies with the amount I'm paying for?
Amortization is paying off a debt over time in equal installments. It straight up pulled up a big formula that listen, I failed math multiple times, so that's,
What the fuck?
I'm not doing that. Jaded said, yes, Max, formerly known as Skinamax.
That sounds legit. Was that real? I feel like that was a real thing.
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. What's your take on it so far?
I don't know. I think it works. Honestly, I think it sounds like a better deal than HBO Max. I think it'll probably be a better thing for them. The kicker, though,
obviously, because they're the one getting, yeah.
Well, but I've said that. We just talked about that a little bit ago. HBO Max, I was never wowed by it. It's got good titles on there, but it just kind of seems like a bunch of cool old movies that I now have access to. You know what I mean? It wasn't
by other means, pretty much.
Yeah, when I log on Disney Plus, I see new things. There are new things coming out. When I get on Hulu, there are new things coming out, new shows, new, whether they're reality based, whether they're fictional, whatever. There's new projects there. When I log on HBO Max, it's just like a movie that came out this year that Warner Brothers released, or
and it takes like 3 years for the next season of another show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know they had Game of Thrones. I know that they had They just had The Last of Us, and I think they were trying to do that with The Last of Us and with the House of the Dragon show and things like that. But I think this will give them a much clearer path to get to the kinds of things that Disney Plus is doing and all of that. So
I said, because honestly, Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon was their main commodity. That was literally the only reason I can remember people even talking about HBO Max was because of that.
Yeah. Jada said, can do a Trump impersonation perfectly, yet can't go through the sentences without stroking.
He couldn't even read your fucking comment. Can you believe that? That's so funny.
Oh man. But the kicker for me, and the thing that's going to make it interesting, is the content that we're going to get, which kind of brings us to the other piece of this pie and the other piece of the conversation, which is the the new content, what's going to be on it. So also coming from Variety, Warner Brothers Discovery unveils Max Everything Revealed at combined HBO Max Discovery plus streaming presentations. So we're going to kind of go through some of these beat by beat. We're not going to go through every we're not going to go through every single thing, just because I'm not going to lie, some of it I don't really care about. Like not all of it appeals to me.
All right, you ready for the speed round? Let's do it. Speed round.
I know, speed round. We're gonna do a quickie. All right, you ready? Quickie.
Okay.
3,
Okay.
2.
And
I'm done. Same thing we already know. It was in Burbank. Blah 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 blah. They all talked. It was great. Max is the one to watch.
Oh my God! Stop.
So first off, David Zaslav confirmed the name. They were switching it to Max. They said in a few months that they will reveal plans for important and differentiated live sports and news content on Max.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. That kind of caught my eye. I was like, okay, so they are trying to do something different here. They're trying to they're gonna have live sports on there. They're gonna have news content on there. I know that was kind of a big deal. I think they said CNN was looking to make their own streaming platform, which so that'll be a whole other kind of piece of that pie.
News. That's how you know. That's how you know the news has just been like a huge commodity, because they literally have to have their own streaming service, because the CNN probably has fucking 12 or 13 separate news shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have CNN at 6:00, and then you have Casey O'Malley, or that was the shittiest news anchor name I've ever heard. Yeah. But then you have that at 12. Then you have fucking something else at 9. Right. There's I don't know, I don't know. It's just way too saturated. I'll say that.
It's a lot.
Give me my LEX 18 news at 6, and we'll be done.
I need WKYT, and that's it. I need LEX 18 and WKYT, and that's
Bro,
it.
At this point, Spectrum News is fine by me.
Yeah. But they also revealed that the date for this to launch is on May 23rd, so we're not very far away, the end of next month. Perrette said that kids and family content will be a priority of the new streamer. Warner Brothers Discovery has some of the best-known kids characters, animation, and brands in the industry. Not surprisingly, the category has not met its true potential on HBO Max. We see this as a meaningful new engagement opportunity. Max will better curate our rich history of amazing animation, seminal children's television, and blockbusters.
Man, did you almost trip on that burp?
Yes, I did. The whole family can enjoy, as well as new product features that will prioritize and enhance the kids' user experience. Perrette noted the importance of removing HBO from the HBO Max name. HBO is not TV. HBO is HBO. We already we read that in the last article. HBO and HBO Max chairman Casey Bloys kicked off the list of updates on the original programming. Now, this is where we get interesting.
Meat and potatoes time.
So yes, this is what we like. Kicked off the list of updates on Max original programming with announcements in the DC universe, beginning with the first look at Matt Reeves' The Penguin, starring Colin Farrell. This is one that I'm super stoked about, and I actually meant to pull up the trailer because I haven't watched it yet. Did you see this? The trailer for The Penguin?
I didn't even know they were doing a Penguin trailer.
Yeah. They did a trailer here. I'm gonna get this pulled up in a minute. But I'm excited for the Penguin thing because number one, I thought Colin Farrell was masterful.
I thought he was pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe my favorite Penguin of all time, even including Danny DeVito.
I don't know. I kind of liked Happy Feet.
Yeah, it was its own thing, definitely. But I loved the Batman universe. I mean, the Batman was my favorite film of last year, even with Jurassic Park Dominion and Halloween Ends and all of those other great films. The Batman was my number one of the year. And I've been dying to, kind of see the next chapter in that. And even though Batman probably, I'm not going to say won't, but I'm going to say probably won't be in this series, I think it'll be kind of a cool addition to it'll be a cool addition to
if I get another
universe.
Young Bruce Wayne in this fucking TV show, I'm gonna fucking leave.
You're gonna get the whole he listens to My Chemical Romance and Slipknot. And like while he's in the shower crying, and then he goes downstairs, it just angrily like lifts for 2 hours.
Yeah, and you get like a young Andy Serkis.
Yeah. But so we're gonna watch this thing real quick because I have not seen the teaser trailer yet. Have you? Well, you said you didn't even know. You didn't say they did it. So let's check this out. The teaser trailer for The Penguin. Now
on HBO Max.
This.
Oh no, it isn't after.
It is after. Ooh, maybe we will see Batman. That's sick.
Yourself, what kind of life do I want?
So it is after.
The world ain't built for guys like us. That's why we gotta take whatever we decide is
I wonder
ours.
if he acts more penguin.
I'm sure we'll get flashbacks though.
Try to push me out. You ain't seen what I can do.
Ooh.
If you step out of line, even once, I'll gut you like a goddamn fish.
I mean, this looks like a Soprano kind of like.
It does,
My name in the
Batman
streets
thing.
after you're gone. Have it mean something?
Bro, he's
Dude,
I mean,
he's
Kingpin of
awesome.
Gotham.
That looks sick.
I mean, that does look dope.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Matt Reeves Batman stuff is one of my absolute. I think it's the best thing that DC has going for it.
And I think
Right.
Colin Farrell he's just a phenomenal actor, to be honest.
He is.
I like him.
He did really, really well with that role. Everything about that film, I really, really liked. So, I'm excited to see more from it. I'm excited to learn more about the Batman 2 as well. So, Bloyd, they announced a new Big Bang Theory series in the works. I did not watch.
What is that going to be about?
I don't know. I didn't watch Young Sheldon. I mean, I did watch The Big Bang Theory when it was on. I enjoyed it. It was a fun show. We watched it when it was airing. It's a fun show. I enjoyed it. I didn't watch Young Sheldon. I've heard it's not bad, but I don't know what that's going to be. There's also a new show set within the Conjuring universe, which is kind of interesting as well. I didn't mean to click that. There wasn't a whole lot of information about it, but
Man, I'm okay. I'm okay with
interesting.
another Conjuring movie. Honestly, they're all right.
Yeah, they
mean,
need
they're
to
not-
branch out a little
They're
bit.
not
though.
They're not on like I guess they're not anybody's like top 10 list. I guess, but they're pretty good for what they are.
They are. I
Give them respect.
honestly, I don't know if I've even seen all of them. I need to watch some more paranormal horror stuff because I've never been a big paranormal horror guy, but The Conjuring is one that I need to kind of dive into a little bit more. So
Oh yeah, totally same. I actually enjoy The Conjuring, to be honest. I don't mind them. I think they're a lot of fun, but I know they're not like by any means like of any high caliber. I guess
yeah.
I say that and I'm gonna get flamed by someone in the comments.
Yeah, you're about to get wrecked in the comments.
Yeah.
But a first look at Jason Bateman, Will Arnett's, and Sean Hayes' Smart Less on the Road docuseries based on their podcast. Don't know what that is. I have no idea. Also teasing an unscripted series featuring Shaun White and Robert Downey Jr. That's interesting. What is that going to be? But also, this is going to make my wife happy. The Chip and Joanna Gaines Magnolia Network, their new stuff in their project. Joanna Gaines has a bunch of cookbooks, and she's she's an HGTV person, I think. But Julia loves all her stuff. We eat her recipes all the time. She's cool. She does have a cool cooking show. I will say that. I can get down on cooking shows. I
I can get jiggy with it.
I can get jiggy with it. I dig it.
Ew, 90 Day Fiance.
Introduce new footage from DC's The Flash film, which will debut on Max after its theatrical run. I don't know what new we got. It was probably just a TV spot or something. Probably nothing crazy, or else I feel like we would have heard more about it. U.S. Network's Group Chief Kathleen Finch spoke about the importance of WBD's linear channels to Max, with content coming to the platform after first airing on Food Network, TLC, HGTV, Discovery, ID, TNT, Adult Swim, TBS, and more. So all of those channels, that's a big, wide variety and array of channels that's going to have content going to Max after its theatrical, or not theatrical, but after its premiere on television, which is kind of a big deal. So, new 90 Day Fiancé series, don't care. Love and Translation, literally, really don't care. And then HGTV's Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge, really don't care. Every sentence of that one, I was just like, don't care. Nope, even more nope. Max and Cartoon Network are making an animated Peter and the Wolf featuring music and narration by Gavin Friday and artwork based on illustrations by Bono. That is cool. As a music person, Peter and the Wolf is a piece of music written by Sergei Prokofiev, and it was basically designed to show children the instruments of the orchestra in a really cool like story way. So that's pretty cool that they're doing an animated version of Peter and the Wolf. I dig that as a music person. But Cartoon Network is launching a new series. The long gestating Max original series Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai sets a May 23rd premiere date, the same day as the launch of the rebranded Max. I love Gremlins, so I will watch that even though it's animated. Miguel, you said you didn't know that was animated, right?
I didn't know. I didn't know what this came out. What's coming out is going to be animated.
Yeah, let me. Where is it? Well, I wonder if there's a teaser. Let's.
I doubt there is. Otherwise you would have heard it, honestly.
Nope, there is.
Wow.
Let's watch it.
Okay.
Look at that. Let's do it. I haven't seen this either, so I've only seen images. Whoa. That was loud. Can you see this okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grandpa, where are we?
You need to discover the world's mysteries. Magic is all around us.
There's no such thing.
Gather
What every
round,
kid says
I
before the
bring
journey
you a
begins.
creature only whispered about in myth and legend.
It can't be.
That is awesome.
Mogwai.
Whoa.
No mortal has seen one for centuries. They might look cute,
Gizmo. Hi, Gizmo. I'm Sam.
but this species is wildly dangerous.
Is that true?
So it's actually
How
Gizmo.
dangerous can it be?
Nobody else has concerns.
You must return him to his home.
I'm coming with you. Wonderful. We have a map that no one understands except a magical squirrel that speaks gibberish. I'm guessing this doesn't translate to everything's fine.
A magical squirrel that speaks gibberish.
Look at you.
He would do anything to get these Mogwai.
Go get him, Sam.
So this is gonna be a TV show?
Yeah.
That creature will be mine.
Come get us! You know Kung Fu?
Secrets of Mogwai.
Okay.
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 What do you think? Can you dig it? I don't think Brad can dig it, guys.
Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know.
One can hope Brad digs it.
I hope I dig it. I don't know. It's interesting.
I think you're just not gonna be into it because it's a kid show.
I don't
That
want it to
definitely is
ruin.
like a kid
Well,
show.
I also don't want it to ruin the lore of the original one either, because the
Mhm.
original is such a classic, such a classic. We got to get to that this year. I wanted to get to that at Christmas time last year, and we didn't get a chance to. We got to break out some Christmas horror, man. We got to get to Black Christmas. We got to hit It's Me, Billy. We got to hit Gremlins. Got to hit The Shining. We got to hit some winter Christmas time holiday cheer
Winter
horror.
horror classics. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
we
do
got to
that.
do that. But so yeah, that'll be a fun one. Kind of just adding to the the lore of that. HBO has not and is not changing course at all in reference to HBO being removed from the streamer's name, but not from the company's priorities. let's see, a couple of other films on there. Perrett returned to the stage to give details about the new Max streaming user interface, explaining ways he plans to enhance retention and improve voluntary churn. We kind of talked about that before. They said that it'll be a little bit better presentation in terms of like how the app is laid out and things like that, and the usability of it, things like that. Perrett noted that on May 23rd, a large segment
I guess that's like a anything can be better kind of thing, because I really don't really notice any.
Yeah,
I guess.
Perrett noted that on May 23rd, a large segment of HBO Max users will be seamlessly transitioned to Max when they log into the app. For a small portion of customers, there will be a quick 2-part sign-in process to migrate over. Then they talked about the the price change and things like that. They said it'll roll out in the U.S. first, and then in Europe and in Asia Pacific, things like that. At the end of the presentation, this is where things got a little interesting. So they announced another Game of Thrones spinoff series called The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, and then also the big one, I think, of the entire thing, which. They're rebooting Harry Potter. Now,
it took you a while to like even fucking say that.
But here's the thing. So we'll come back to the Game of Thrones thing in just a minute. The thing that kind of kills me though is I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna reboot Harry Potter, and then I watched this teaser and I heard that and I was like, oh. I was like, okay, so we're using the John Williams music from the old films. Okay. And then I saw the candles. I was like, okay, maybe we'll get some new artwork. We'll get something new, a new look at the castle.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like.
And then I was like, oh, so we're using the same Hogwarts, and we're using the same font, and we're using the same music as the movies. Oh. I was like, okay, so we're rebooting it, but we're going to use the same music and the same font and the same Hogwarts castle as the other ones? Oh. It seems, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on the Harry Potter
word
thing.
we're looking for is redundant.
Yes, it feels too soon. It's too redundant. It's too like, didn't we just do this like a decade or so ago? Like it doesn't. When did the last Deathly Hallows film come out?
Oh, dude, I was in high school, I think. Yeah. So, like, I'm pretty positive. Like, 2015?
2011. 2011. So, it hasn't been that. It's like just over a decade that it ended, which... Yeah. Okay, I understand from a business perspective. I completely understand. I get that they're making Harry Potter, but from an entertainment perspective, I don't know that it's been long enough to really want to reboot it. It just seems odd, and you're going to run into this not issue, but I mean they've flat out said they're going to have, each season is going to be based on a book. So Sorcerer's Stone will have a book. A season. Chamber of Secrets will have a season. Azkaban will have a season. Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince. Like each season is going to be a different book. So they're going to try and squeeze in the entire novelization into a season of the show. But you're going to run into this thing where you're going to have to get actors. I mean, they're going to have to sign on as kids and be okay with continuing that all the way until they're adults, which is going to be a lot. I mean, that's a lot on someone.
And you know
what
how
I mean?
hard it's going to be to, like...
I mean, it's a lot to say, hey, we're going to take a decade of your life to do this.
Well, I mean, they did that to Daniel Radcliffe in the original, and
right.
What happened? They made a TV show about it.
Yeah,
they made a whole, like, after evening special on it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's doable, and it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just, it's a big commitment. And I hope that they know what they're going to be getting into when they do that. And I know detractors of what I'm saying are going to be like, well, look at Marvel movies. They have to sign, contracts for all these different things. And it's like, yeah, if you know what you're getting into. So I hope they know what they're getting into with the Harry Potter thing, because it's like, okay, that's a lot of commitment. That's a lot of story to tell. I mean, you are signing up for a ride and a half if you sign up to do Harry Potter.
I know. It's going to be a while. And how many books is that?
7. There's 7 books.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince. No, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows. Yeah, that's 7. There's 7 of them.
Shit, man. That's going to be a while. That's a long
So it's going to be
contract.
7 seasons long, and they said about a decade's worth of content out of it. So I hope that even if they what was I saying? Let me pull this back up. Even if they do, find the actors and they're okay with it, I hope that they do alter the font and do alter the vibe and the look and the feel of it. I mean, do something different with it at least. Don't just mooch off of what worked before. Like, swing for the fences. Like, try something. You know what I mean? Especially if J.K. Rowling is, like, involved in it, which supposedly she is. Like, try something new. Swing for the fences. Don't try to copy and do the same kind of crap that they did with the films, because I think there's an opportunity to do something really, really cool and different. So I hope they know what they're getting into with it, because that's a very big. That might be the biggest announcement of the entire thing, honestly.
I think that's probably why they were like really hyped to like get this new streaming service down the hatch, because they know that's coming down the line.
Yeah.
So I mean
that's
I'm not
a big
really
deal.
a fan of it.
So
I don't know how I feel about it. I know people are always like, well, the movies never really gave the book its justice. I'm just like, okay, but how mad are you
They were
about
great,
that to
though.
the point where you have to make it all over again
yeah,
in the span of like less than a decade? I'd say about a decade.
I'm a casual Harry Potter fan. I like the movies. I do. I actually watch them probably once a year through. Mainly because my wife is a huge Harry Potter fan. She's read all the books, seen all the movies,
what's her
quote
opinion?
them, loves them. And I told her, and she was like, ugh. She's like, why can't they come up with anything new? And it's the same thing I saw today. They're doing Twilight now. Lionsgate is rebooting Twilight into a TV series, and I was like, dude, are there no like new ideas that we do we have to just keep like recycling the same things over and over again?
Please tell me, is there like a book out there? Is there like a new book series that maybe they want to adapt that might be good?
I know.
I don't
Adapt
know. It
something
doesn't
new,
sound
like
it.
But and again, I don't think it's been long enough for Twilight or for Harry Potter to be readapted into something else. I don't think it's been long enough, because I mean, were the Twilight movies to the quality of the Harry Potter movies? Absolutely not. But I don't know. I actually just recently saw the last few Twilight films. It was during COVID, and it was wintertime. It was cold. You didn't want to go outside, and she was watching the first one, and I was like, I saw this movie when it came out, and I never saw any of the other ones. And she was like, do you want to watch them? And I was like, sure. And I have to admit and be completely honest, like, she was like, do you want to watch the next one? And I was like, what happens to so and so? And she was like, do you want to watch it? I was like, yeah, put it on.
It's like she doesn't even want to give you the
So,
answer, because it's like, well, you have to watch. You have to go through my shit. You have to go through what I went through to watch it to know what happens, pretty much.
So, but I do like Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I mean, I think this will probably be. I don't think I'll like it as much as the older ones. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But it is what it is, and that's really the extent of all the announcements. I mean, there are some cool things in there. I'll be excited to see what Max looks like at the end of next month. But there's some good things. I'm definitely excited about the Penguin series. Definitely excited about the Conjuring thing. I am excited about Harry Potter. I don't 100% know how I feel about it yet. I'm kind of torn with it. If they would have rolled out this really cool trailer, and it would have been obviously there's no film footage yet, so they can't have anything that's filmed. But if you would have updated the logo and updated the music and made it this really cool, epic thing with, you know, the castle in the background and like that could have been cool. But it just, to recycle the music and the logo and the Hogwarts and everything from the original films, that's a choice.
It's like a knockoff. It's like an intro to a knockoff like Harry Potter computer game, pretty much.
It's very odd.
It just doesn't sound or look all that great. I'll be honest.
It was an odd choice, but so guys, please let us know what you think of all of the HBO transitioning to Max and kind of all these updates. What you think of the new content, what you want to see from Max when it premieres on, or when it debuts on the 23rd. It'll be interesting to see kind of what they do with it. It'll be interesting to see with the sports and the news and the HBO stuff, plus the original stuff and all of the TV shows. I'll be interested to see how it's organized and kind of how it's all laid out. But it could be a really, really big move. It could be one of the best things WBD ever did for themselves.
But they could be in the biggest pile of garbage.
It could be a big, and the word, to quote Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, that's one big pile of shit.
One big pile of shit.
It could be, so you never know. But guys, thank you so much for sticking with us. This has been episode number 110 of Let's Talk Movies. Remember, on Friday night, we are going to see Evil Dead Rise. We will post our spoiler-free thoughts live from the parking lot of the theater moments after we walk out. And then on Saturday night, we will have our live Evil Dead spoiler review on Saturday, which is going to be an absolute blast. We hope to see you there. Go ahead. That show is scheduled, so find it on our channel. Leave it a like. Don't forget to leave this episode a like. If you haven't already, please join the Let's Talk Movies Facebook group. You can search Let's Talk Movies YouTube channel -- community page on Facebook. One of our admins will let you in. It's a cool time over there, so I'm trying to be more active in that. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LTM Podcast KY. And guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. And we will talk to you this Friday from the theater parking lot after seeing the gory mess that is Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. But guys, take it easy. Be good to each other. Have an awesome rest of your week, and we'll see you Saturday. So
Peace.
Peace out. See ya. Bye.